Humanity is suffering through one of the most grave times that we've experienced in recent memory. Wars, civil unrest, looting, rioting, uncertain futures, and political division. But deep between all the confusion and chaos, there is one aspect of humanity which permeates and exacerbates every problem that we currently face. And that is the attention economy and the underlying addiction caused by it that everyone on Earth pretty much has. Everybody is absolutely fucked. The people on this forum are the last remnants of humanity trying their hardest to fight against the machine. But really, what hope do we have? I know this post might come across as overly negative, maybe it is, but what's the point in bullshitting? Screen addiction is the biggest problem the world faces today. You can try to fight it. Perhaps you're 1 in 1,000 who has unimaginable discipline, but the overwhelming majority of us will fail. The tech is just too powerful. The amount of dollars and brain cells they have poured into making sure that your device is beyond addictive is impossible to grasp. And it's true. Big tech companies like Meta and TikTok have poured thousands and thousands and thousands upon millions of dollars into developing their algorithms and their software so that it is as addictive as humanly possible. But is it seen as an addiction? Not really, because when everyone in a population all have the same addiction, it's not seen as an addiction. You see, when you have gambling addicts or alcoholics, they're all put into separate categories because they're kind of separate from the population. But when everyone in the population has the same issue, it's overlooked because it just becomes part of the norm. Things are way worse than they were a few years ago. Imagine where things will be in 5 years' time. Today's phones will seem boring as hell. Then what will happen? The indefatigable advance of technology. Year after year, these big tech companies improve their technology and make it more user-friendly, and they use these terms like enhancing our experience and connecting us together and making our collective lives better. But all it serves is it increases retention. It keeps our eyes glued to our screens, glued to our laptops longer. And what does this do? It means that they can send us more ads, and then they can charge advertisers a higher CPM. And trust me, I used to be a digital marketer. I ran advertisements for other companies and used Meta and TikTok and Google to advertise through. And it does beg the question, in 5 years' time, what is the new technology gonna be that we're all gonna be so addicted to? Because smartphones and laptops and things like that are gonna become obsolete when things like AI and virtual reality take over. Humans are just going to be left to be sat and idle and bent-backed, just consuming content trapped in a virtual world. And it really is scary. It's like something out of Black Mirror. And that's why it's so important to realize this and to understand this and to actually fight back against it. App blockers, grayscale, willpower, it's a bucket against a tsunami. In no particular order: loneliness, depression, anxiety, suicide, until this insanity stops. All right, so we've got a bloody negative Nancy over here. I mean, he's right. Social media, screen addiction is really bad. Like, that's why I make videos about it on this channel. That's why I don't use it myself. But what I would say is grayscale and app blockers can certainly help in the initial periods to actually get off social media. Grayscale helps me and still helps me now. But the one that he did mention, willpower, saying it's a bucket against a tsunami, I don't think so. I had to use willpower and discipline to get myself off of social media. And it was hard, but I've made videos, countless videos on this channel about how to get off social media. And I have a full course on it and it's completely free, which you can go check out in the top link in the description. But it does take a bit of willpower. It takes a bit of perseverance on your end. You can't just expect it to work out and to not have to put effort in. It's like trying to quit smoking or quit alcohol or to start the gym or to start a good habit. It takes consistency, it takes persistence, and it takes a little bit of discipline to do anything in life that's positive. People need to start calling their digital devices out for what they are. They are the physical devil here on earth. Adam and Eve lived in a paradise, and God said to do whatever you want, but if you eat the apple, man will fall. What is the most ubiquitous technology company on earth? And what is their logo? that's some coincidence. If you are lucky enough not to be full-blown addicts to your screens yet, do yourself a favor. Buy yourself a dumb phone, smash your Apple Watch, seek out boredom, and know that every moment spent bored is a moment of healing. Boredom is the medicine. Crack that nut and maybe you've got a chance. This is absolutely right. Boredom is the key to quitting social media. Social media has trained your brain for however many years to consume content and to expect easy, cheap dopamine. What is the opposite of easily accessible, cheap dopamine? It is boredom. It's some form of meditation. It's being content and satisfied with yourself. Now, a piece of advice I'm going to give you that you probably haven't heard before as a good way to get off social media and to get off your screen is actually to start a YouTube channel. Now, I started this YouTube channel over 2 years ago, and it's massively helped me in staying off of consuming content on the internet, because I get to sit and think and spend time to myself to come up with video ideas, to occasionally scroll Reddit on my computer to come up with video ideas, right? I have to allow myself to be bored so that I can think. And then when I can use that time to be bored, I get video ideas and I can use my phone in a productive way. Now, this is something that I've talked about quite a bit, but using your phone and your technology around you, your screens, as tools to advance you further in life, in your career, is a really positive thing. Technology has its upsides. Using screens has its upsides. The whole world revolves around screens, but it's a double-edged sword, because if you're using screens to make money online or to produce content on YouTube, you have to then also have ways to not get addicted to using social media and using those screens. And that's where the willpower and discipline comes in. Listen, do yourself a favor, grab a book that you actually enjoy and start reading regularly. This has been one of the biggest things for me that's allowed me to quit a lot of the bad habits that I have with screens, especially watching YouTube on my laptop before I go to bed and whilst I'm eating food. This is a habit that I've had for years, and I finally managed to break it only just recently because I read books on a night now instead. And honestly, I'm finding more joy, my sleep has improved, and I feel better on a morning from reading a book the night before rather than blasting my eyeballs with blue light that's making it impossible to get to sleep. The point is, we need to replace the bad habit of consuming, of looking at screens all day, with positive habits like reading, going for a walk, start the gym, start doing calisthenics, journal, draw, anything, something that's productive, something that uses your brain in a healthy way, that isn't just consuming content. And I always say this to people, try and produce or create. Don't just be a consumer in life, because then you gear your brain towards consumption. You need to produce something of your own, because that requires you to think and to occasionally to be bored, to be creative. Maybe I'm delusional, but I believe people are finally starting to wake up and realize what the phones are doing to us. People are starting to realize all of their problems usually lead back to the same thing. Why they compare themselves to others, why they're lonely, why their sleep is shit, why they have symptoms of ADHD, why their neck always hurts, why nothing gives them joy anymore. It all comes back to the same thing. Instead of trying to force ourselves to stop cold turkey, we should be looking for activities that are healthier. Go play basketball, go for a walk without your phone. I believe the healing process is possible. You just have to admit you have a problem first. All right, mate, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you found it educational or informative. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.